I'm from East Oakland, California. I grew up out here.
I'm originally from Inglewood, California.
Born in San Francisco, way of the Bay. Spent time in the 415 and the 408, 510.
Longview, Texas, that's my city of birth.
Brooklyn, New York, man.
From Oakland.
Oakland, California, 1971.
Really, no. On the real, you really want to know? No. It wasn't my business.
My mom moved out here in '86 from New York. She decided she wanted to change the environment, so she moved to the Funktown district of Oakland.
My parents is from, my mom is from, she grew up in LA. My dad grew up in LA, but their parents is from Texas, you know what I mean? I was born and raised out here. I was born in San Leandro, and I've been out here all my life. And I done seen everything that transpired throughout the years.
I grew up in Southern Cal, and I moved to Oakland to go to college at age 16. And then I lived here for about 10 years, and then I moved to New York when I turned 26.
And after several years of instructing tailoring, and I had my own place of business, cleaning and pressing clothes. And on down the line, times was changing and moving up. I'm moving up in age and experience. Racial tensions was beginning to rise their ugly head in the southern states. Martin Luther King was marching for civil rights. And finally, I ran into a disagreement with the white neighbors, etc., and through that disturbance, I had to leave my home, Longview, Texas, and come to California. That's how I came to be in the Bay Area.
You know what I'm saying? Our first generation of the family coming to America was from Haiti to New York, which was, you know, established in Brooklyn, and then from there we kind of generated out through the East Coast, and then I came out here, and then after, you know, my father drifted out here, you know what I'm saying, he had built establishment for our household with my moms and whatnot in the Bay Area.
The aspirations for African Americans who were coming from the South, such as my grandparents, was very high because it was an opportunity to gain, I guess if you would, the American dream by having affordable, you know, means of living. There were opportunities in the different fields of agriculture. It was the different means of employment in the shipyards, welding in the shipyards, and the different, you know, physical manual labor that was, you know, being afforded as an opportunity for African Americans during that time. So my family had fit inside of those areas of service, if you would.
There would have been no life. It would have ended if they had caught me that morning before I left there. Our anger was too great, so I had to leave.
Definitely. But not necessarily for the better. You know, crime is high out there like it's high out here. So it probably would have been about the same, honestly.
You adapt to your surroundings. I mean, to me, anybody real would adapt to your surroundings. You can't forget where you come from, but you adapt to where you're at. I know where I've been. That's why I understand where I'm going. Okay. Path is already laid. Story is already written. A person is still going to do what they do. They're going to adapt to what they adapt to. If you slept outside, then you're going to understand the cold.
I would be a different dude because, you know, I went through a lot of trials and tribulations out here. but all the trials and tribulations that I went through out here made me who I am right now. So if I would have grew up in another place, then I would be a different person. What I got from the game is the game.
Absolutely. I got my start in the entertainment industry here in the Bay. It's culturally rich. There are amazing artists here, both fine artists and recording artists. And my first job in the industry, I got here in the Bay Area working for a booking agency called De Leon Artists that is still in existence today. And my first job was working as a office manager and an intern for the agency, and they represented artists like Willie Colon and Etta James and Bootsy Collins and Charles Brown. And I got my start here, so I absolutely believe that, you know, opportunity is abundant here. It's just you have to take advantage of the opportunity. A lot of people don't recognize the opportunity when they see them. So the key is actually taking the opportunity and seizing it when it presents itself to you.
Going by numbers, 1 to 10, I would say rated about an 8 on all livelihood problems.
What we look at is something that would be such a stature as being low is actually high.
Okay.
Because in its service, it serves the interest of building nation.
In Oakland at that time, basically people from Texas stopped in LA, Los Angeles. I made it further, which I'm glad I did. As time went by, they had the Watts riot in Los Angeles, and that made me really thank the good Lord for bringing me up this far.
Major opportunities, whole lot of, how do you say, talent that needs to be exposed.
Most definitely. I feel it's an opportunity out here in the Bay if you take advantage of it. You just got to know what you want to do and where you at, and you got to separate yourself.
To be honest with you, the Bay Area has a history of the Black Panthers. We have a lot of strong movements that happened in the 60s and 70s out there too. So it's so much, you know, strength and power and political, you know, attributes that goes on here that should be applied with the music. The Bay is a melting pot. You know, but it's like you know, I might as well call it the Mecca. You got people from all over, but yet you got the foundation, you know, the natives, and you know, everything coincides. So, you know, I see it as a definite plus. To me, I feel that's the upliftment of the Bay Area. You know, that's why I call it Bay USA. That's Flex's quote. You know, Bay USA.
There's opportunities in the Bay. I don't know if there's just a multitude of opportunities in Oakland.